the Chinese economy shut down a bit. And since a lot of people in China are buying smartphones, and also they are producing things that you might use for cell phones that are bought in the United States, did that hurt your company? The fact that China was sort of shut down a bit?
It did. In the first quarter, so the March quarter, we saw a pretty substantial drop in the China market. It dropped, in the month of February, it really dropped pretty significantly. But what was surprising, and I think a lot of people, when I tell them about it, they forget this. It actually rebounded pretty quickly as well. It took about 5 weeks for it to correct itself and get back to a level of sell-in that's not too different from what it was a year ago. And in the process of doing that, it actually transitioned more of the phones as a percentage to 5G. So, that's really the only data that we have in terms of how the consumer, at least in the cell phone space, looks at this whole crisis. Now, the China market's a little bit different because of the way it sells in. It has a lot of online sales, but that was reasonably good data.
So your company designs new chips for cell phones like this, but you also, even if you don't design the chip that's used, you get some kind of royalty for something you've intellectually decided or developed years ago. Is that right?
That is correct. For really the patents that embody all the fundamental technology that it takes just to even have a cell phone.
Right. So for a while, Apple was disputing with you whether they should be paying this royalty. Ultimately, it got resolved on the courthouse steps. Is that right? More or less?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay. So now you and Apple are good partners and everything?
We are. It's the discussion is really about products and how do we launch products as fast as possible, which is much more natural.
Of all the people that are producing smartphones in the world now, is there anybody that's not using your technology?
Oh yeah, Huawei doesn't use it. There are certain phones from certain companies. It's a very competitive market in terms of other
But do
people.
they use your technology and don't pay you for it, or they have some other technology?
Well, there's really two. Anybody who uses a cell phone uses our technology, and they're supposed to pay a license, and almost all of them do. We
Okay.
actually have that done, except for one big licensee, which is Huawei.
That's Huawei.
Yeah, and
So
then
let
and
me
then
ask
we
you
then we
this.
sell chips as well, but not to everyone.